All right, so we had the midterm last week. Uh, was it more or less what you were expecting? We did go. I think we went over all the material the previous Monday, right? All the topics that were going to be there, uh, and fairly similar to what we had done on the quizzes. Um, was there anything that was not expected, or any feedback? No, it was great. Everybody did awesome. No. Was it too long? Was it too short? Was it what was it? It was too long. Too long? Enough time. Okay. The yeah, some of the the in the options I think one or two were obviously wrong, but there was two that were very similar that you had to like look at it and say what's the difference here and why would I choose one versus the other. That was a little challenging on knowing. So typically what folks, I saw folks do that I think worked well is that they would write the query themselves and then compare it against what they were expecting. So that seemed to work a little better. I had a couple of fill in the blanks. How do you think those worked? Where you had to actually type in something that was some folks didn't seem to like those kind of questions where you have to actually type or fill in the blanks and match. Was that too hard or no? What about the matching, where you have to match some of the left-hand side with the right-hand side? Was that the right level? So would you prefer more multiple choice, more fill in the blanks, more match? What's easier? Or would you prefer it just write, where you write everything out? More multiple choice. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. More what? Oh, matching like matching left with right, things like that. Okay. My intent was that to minimize the time to grade this, we could give you a feedback right away. What about the open-ended essay where you had to write an actual query? Would you prefer more of those? Oh, no? No? Okay, no, none of those? Okay. All right. Because I heard some folks saying that would have, maybe that they could have shown that they understood SQL more if they could actually write something. So you prefer you would prefer open-ended essay or like a well you show me a query that does this. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Or maybe if the multiple choice would have been, is this one correct or that one correct? Maybe you only have to compare two of it as opposed to comparing four ones against each other. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Hopefully we'll have everything for you back later this week. All right. Let's see where we are. Where are we? Let's see. So today we'll go into NoSQL. We'll as an alternative look at how to represent data. Up to this point, we've been spending most of our time, I guess more than half the semester, we've been mostly doing relational databases, and it's still by far the most used type of data storage by far. It'll probably stay with us for quite a while. It had a huge impact early in computer science when we started building systems, and I think rightly so. It'll still have it'll still be with us for quite a while. But certainly there's other alternative ways of storing data, and these other alternative ways have kind of like all been part of an umbrella called the NoSQL set of databases, right? The no relational databases. So we'll talk about some of those today. In particular, we'll spend some time talking about MongoDB as one example of a NoSQL database. But certainly there's a whole family of NoSQL databases. Next week, we kind of have a half week. Monday, there's no class on Monday. There's Veterans Day. But we'll meet on Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll talk about what the web database programming, as you might know, web applications don't have access to data. They have to come back to some server to fetch some data. So there's a lot of challenges there as well. We've already seen the challenges of having to represent data in the various different ways, using UML, using classes, using relational databases, and then having to represent it in a Java data model. Now we're going to have to yet another way of representing it on the web. Right, we'll have to represent it using JSON and other and all the challenges that go between converting, again, a data model that already exists in the object world and a data model that exists in the web world, and all the challenges that go along with caching and minimizing the amount of data that goes across a network. So all those challenges, we'll talk about those next week. The following week, the week of the 11th, we'll consider yet another way of representing a data model, which we'll be using XML as another way of representing schemas, validation, references, and we'll talk about the same challenges that we have in relational databases or in any data representation as the same challenges of handling redundancy, avoiding the risk of inconsistency, all the same types of challenges, right? Regardless on what infrastructure you end up representing your data, it's the same kind of challenges, no matter what. So we'll talk about how to deal with those using XML as a form of representing data and schemas and whatnot. And then we'll talk about the week of the 12th. We'll talk about transactions, concurrency, and how to optimize databases by using indexes or looking at plans, query plans, or how to structure queries in such a way that would improve the efficiency of the queries. And we'll also discuss the cases in where indices actually work against you. Right? Why do indices work? Why do they improve performance? And why they might not. Right? And so depending on how it's structured, depending on the ratio of the relationships between some of the data, indices might actually work against you. So we'll see why they work and why they might not work. Right? So performance in general. Then we have, so that's the week we come back right after Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, I guess, is that Wednesday? Is that there are no classes all Wednesday, or maybe in the morning? Do you know? Is that the entire day is out? The entire day? Oh, okay. All right, then I guess we won't be meeting that Wednesday. So we won't be meeting on Monday, and we won't be meeting on Wednesday. Okay. So right after transactions, we'll have the final exam, December the 3rd. After December the 3rd, well, actually no, the week of December the 3rd, we'll meet that Monday. We'll do a review before the final exam, and then we'll have the actual exam on that Wednesday. I think the last day of classes is the 5th. Is that right? Yeah. So that Wednesday would be the last day of class. Right? So that's when we'll do the final that Wednesday. We'll meet that Monday and do a review for the final exam. The other section we'll have it on Tuesday the 4th. at night, and you'll have it that Wednesday, the 5th. Okay. After that last day we meet, you have a chance to finish up your project, and it's due the following Monday the 10th. But you don't have to be physically here. Right? So if you're planning travel or whatnot, after the final exam, you might consider whatever you need to go if you're traveling back home or something. That's a good time to plan your break. On the December the 10th, the project is due that Monday at night, evening, and the TAs and myself will be grading all that week. So we'll be unavailable if you need help. We'll be very busy grading this all the projects from this section and the other section. So any help that you need, please ask us before that deadline. Typically, we let folks keep working after the due date, but you should expect that to be graded any time after that Monday at midnight. Okay, so at any time your project should be available for grading. So anytime the TAs will let you know, hey, I'm about to grade you. Stop whatever you're doing, and so make sure you don't break anything, that you don't push anything onto GitHub that would break your project. The TAs after they let you know, they'll pull down your project from the repository, build it, make it work locally on their machines, and we'll give you a grade. Yes. The 10th. Yeah. Yeah, the week after the exam. Right. We have to have everything in by December the 17th. Grades are due that Monday the 17th. So it'll be a very busy week for us to have everything ready. Okay. Yes.
Is the final exam going to include everything after the midterm, or?
It's everything. It's all cumulative. Yep. All right. Any questions on the agenda?